Hello, welcome. Another yin and meditation class. This class is focusing on thighs, hip flexors, quads, all that bit. We're really going to focus on putting a bit of energy flow through those big thigh muscles. We use them loads. We rarely actually stretch them out, you know, when we're doing our hatha yoga, we're flowing around so much and we're getting into things that actually use those muscles and contract them, but we don't often take a lot of time to stretch them out. So here's a great opportunity. Having said that, we want to put loads of support underneath us to keep our knees safe. So if you're going to do this class, I really recommend having a good couple of cushions. If you have a block at home, a block will be really useful, but don't worry if you don't. Other than that, just go with care, or maybe a rolled up blanket, rolled up towel, that could be useful for, we all see. Just enjoy the class, always have that yin approach, smooth, steady breathing, feel the therapeutic edge, but we're holding these poses for 4.5 minutes, so just go with care. Cheers. Namaste. Keep your eyes open. We're going to come into our first pose all together, and it's going to be hero pose. So this is where we sit with the knees touching, the feet out to the side. If the bum comes to the ground, great. That can be quite strong on the knees. So I would suggest maybe a cushion or two. Keep the bum lifted while you place that cushion in between the calves. Tops of the feet are on the mat. Knees are close together. You can even stack a block on top of a cushion if that gives you the height and the firmness under your bum. Place your hands on your quads. So the palms are resting on the thighs, the fingers are spread. Bring the chin level so that your face is going straight forward. Your shoulders are back and down. Allow the eyes to close. And we're going to stay here. So move our hands on the thighs. Just feel the energy, almost like a tingling sensation in the palms of the hands and the fingertips. And the big muscles in the front of our legs are like the powerhouses of our lower body. With every exhale, just feel that energy flowing. If you feel like you've created a little space and you want to deepen the pose, you can either remove something that you're sitting on, or you can remove the hands from the thighs, plant them on the ground behind the feet, fingers pointing away from the body. Keep drawing the shoulder blades towards each other as you've taken the hands to the ground. This is hero's pose, so stay proud. Walk the hands back. I'm going to come out of this very carefully, so rather than scooting the feet out from beneath you, take the hands in front of the knees, lift the bum up, and then take the feet out to the side. So we're going to come into our lizard pose. So this is the one, Grace, where if you feel that lizard is going to be too much, this is your option here with the strap if you need it. You could even just have a little pillow under your face. We're going to start our lizard pose with our right foot stepped forward and our left knee on the mat. If we have sensitive kneecaps, you could put your rolled up blanket under your left knee. Block will be useful here because we're going to take left hand and put it on the ground. So if the ground isn't readily accessible to you, you can use your block. The next step is that we're going to pick that right foot up off the ground and reach back for it. Oh, sorry, our left foot up. Our back foot, we're going to pick our back foot up and reach back for it. So left foot comes up and you reach for it with right hand. Again, if this feels like it's going to be too much, you could use a strap. We're going to hang out here for a little while. So feel grounded. Feel that hip flexor opening. You can keep the face gazing down, eyes can close. Whichever pose you've taken, imagine that the strap is an extension of your arm. So you want tension in the strap, but give yourself enough slack that your arm isn't straining, or grasping, or overreaching. Make it a natural extension of the intention of this class. So match it up with that yin energy. strong work. Feel the sensations like an objective witness. Take that helicopter view. Breathe. Release the strap or the foot. Take that foot down. If you're in lizard pose, we're going to move into our pigeon. So plant both hands down on the mat just below the shoulders. And take that right knee and place it just behind right wrist. The right foot is going to come out to the side and back a bit. Take a block or a cushion and put it under right thigh. Grace, you're going to meet us here. Roll over, you can come onto a hands and knees position. Again, you're going to take your right foot to the behind right wrist. But if it's too much on your quad with the leg extended behind you, you can bend that foot behind you and come into deer pose. Lindsay, you're going to stay with the leg extended. We're going to go halfway through with hands grounding into the mat, taking the little back bend. And then I'll let you know when you can fold forward. So we're going to stay working upright from the hips. Deer pose is just like pigeon pose, but with the foot bent behind you. So the cushion or block that's underneath our right thigh is keeping our pelvis level. This lets you, with every exhale, release and sink that pelvis down. If you haven't already done so, I invite you to fold forward so you can take forearms parallel to your knee, maybe even the forehead comes to the hands or the mat. Grab another cushion if you can't fold down without support. gently now. Use the hands to push yourself back upright. Create a little space, maybe even tuck the toe, the extended leg. Come onto a hands and knees position. And just take a few little tail wags. Notice how one side feels compared to the other. And then we're going to do that sequence with the other leg. So this time the left foot is going to step forward if you're taking that lizard pose. Right leg will be behind you. Right knee on the mat or the rolled up blanket. You can use a block if you need to put right hand on. And then the final option is to grab a hold of that right foot, reaching back with left hand. Great, as before, you can take that prone quad stretch with the strap around the other foot this time. So just allow the back of the neck to soften. The nose can point down to the ground. Soften the face, close the eyes. We're working on these quads and hip flexors. They're much used and often neglected. So this is you really taking some time to look after a part of your body that you rely on. Notice the clasp of the foot or the strap. Soften your grip, firm but not clenching. Stay with it. Let the sensation wash over you. Release the foot, release the strap. Take that right foot down to the ground. If you're in lizard pose, plant both hands over shoulders. Left knee comes to the back of left wrist this time. If you're in that prone position on your belly, make your way into hands and knees position. Left knee behind left wrist. Left foot, just let it fall where it falls naturally. If you are working the hip flexor today, right foot extends out behind you for pigeon pose. Release top of the foot to the mat. If you need to be careful with that quad, you can bend the knee behind you for deer pose. Whichever one we take, we're going to slide some kind of support under that left thigh to keep our pelvis neutral. We're going to push our hands into the mat so that for the first half of this hold, our chest is upright and we're getting that hip flexor and we're getting that back bend. We can still let the eyes close. We can still go inwards. Notice if you're clenching the glute muscle on that right leg. Try and release it. Let go. Now's the time where you can take your forward fold. So drape the trunk of the body over that bent leg, forearms, maybe even the head comes to the mat. Very gently lift the head, use the hands, bring yourself upright, slip that prop under the thigh, out into the side, make a little space, push into the ground. We're going to come into a seated position. If you like to sit on a block, you can sit on a block. We're going to take half shoelace. So just go here so you can see me. You're going to keep left leg extended, and if you have got a tricky quad, I would suggest just slipping a rolled up blanket underneath that knee. Right foot is going to come all the way across, and the outer edge of right foot is going to rest on the mat. So it's just like when we do our full shoelace and we stack the knees on top of each other. So if flexibility means that you've just got the foot fairly close to that knee of the extended leg, that's fine. From here, you're going to just softly fold forward. You can take the hands to the shin, little curl. If you like to really curl up in yin, you can even take the forehead to the fists, make a little stack, or slip a cushion in if that's where you like to be. Slowly and carefully, and bring yourself back upright. Release that right leg out in front. If you've got the blanket underneath the knee, switch it to the other knee now. Ground the sitting bones back down again. Just make sure they're really connected. So you've got your right leg extended this time, and left foot is going to come across. Outer edge of left foot is resting on the mat. As before, there's an option to get comfy. And fold forward. With your eyes still closed, turn your gaze to your eyebrow centre. Visualize a swirling ball of light at this eyebrow centre. This is you tapping in to your third eye chakra, to your intuition. Using your intuition, just notice where you are feeling this pose. Are you feeling it in the extended leg? Can you feel it in left leg, left hip flexor, the lower part and left hand side of your back? The back of the pelvis? Very very gently bring yourself up to a seated position. Take both legs out in front. Take any props to one side. Come onto the heels, bend the knees, and we're going to take a few little windscreen wipers from side to side. We're going to come into our half saddle pose next. So a little like our hero pose when we started, we want probably some padding either under our bum if we're very, very tight, or maybe just before our bum under our lower back. We're going to have right leg bent, top of right foot released to the mat, and left leg is going to be extended out in front of us. So play around with your props to see how much space you need to create between your bum, your back and the ground. So if you're very tight in the quads, I would suggest that you sit on a couple of cushions. Left leg extended, right foot back, right knee bent. Top of right foot is released, toes are released. And you're going to stay here with your bum on the cushions. If you are very flexible in your quads, take those cushions away from the bum. You're going to lie back on them instead. So if you're tight in the quads, sit on them. If you're flexible in the quads, we're going to lie on them. Wherever you are, you're going to start to walk the hands back. As soon as you start to feel a pulling sensation in that quad or any discomfort in that knee, you're going to ease off and we're going to stay there. If you come back really easily and you're very flexible, you can even release the arms overhead. Full range of ability in this pose. Wherever you are, tuck the chin, close the eyes, and engage with that smooth, steady breathing. The foot on the extended leg is relaxed and soft. Belly is soft. Shoulders are backing down away from the ears. Chest is shining up like two headlamps. Remember that very first posture we did, where you had your hands on your thighs. Remember that sensation of energy flowing through those big muscles in the legs, in the quads. Wherever you are, feel that the pelvis is level, that your sitting bones are resting on the cushion, or that your lower back is supported by the ground or the cushions. Very gently now, wherever you are, push into the ground, bring that torso upright. You're going to push your hands into the ground, maybe roll over onto that left side so that you can extend right leg. Take a few wiggles with those knees, just wake that leg back up. Same again, you're either going to want to be sitting on the cushions, or if you bend deeply, have the cushions behind your lower back, bum is on the ground. This time, right leg is going to be extended. Left leg is going to bend. Top of the foot comes to the mat, shin comes to the mat. Hands are down by the sides. Walk them back. Feel that stretch. Check in with that knee. Tuck the chin. Close the eyes. If you go all the way back, just make sure that your back is fully supported by those cushions or the mat. And then dial back in to that slow, steady breathing through the nose. Option here, if the extended leg is too much for you on this side, you can bend that right leg. Take sole of the foot to the ground. Keep that left shin on the mat if you can. See how that feels. Place that left hand on that left thigh. Breathe into that big muscle. Remember that 55 to 60% of your maximum. Let that therapeutic edge, that sensation of the deep stretch, wash through you as you breathe. If you're in a reclining position where you're lying back on the ground, just bring your awareness back and very carefully bring yourself back up. Create some space wherever you are now, guys. Push the hands into the ground so that you can lift that left knee and take the foot back to the sole of the foot back to the ground. Slide off of your cushions. We're going to make our way into a lying position where we're going to do our meditation of the month for the last 15 minutes of the class. So this is the same as last week, our sense withdrawal, pratyahara. So I'll give you a moment just to get comfy. You're going to be lying down. If it's comfy on your lower back, you can take the legs out. If you have a tricky lower back, you can keep soles of the feet on the mat. You can make yourself as comfy as you like, cushions, blankets. Settle down. So just as we did last week, I'm going to guide you through a process of connecting with and creating space between you and your five senses. We're going to connect with our senses so that we don't take them for granted anymore, so that we aren't obsessively consuming things to stimulate them. This week, I'm going to give you slightly less guidance and slightly more space to tap into those sensations. To begin, I want to really center you. So start by just feeling the sensation of your body resting on the ground. Feel like your legs are heavy. Your face is free of expression. Release the jaw. Release the tongue from the soft palate so it's just floating in the mouth. Feel like your shoulders are melting down. The full length and width of your back is supported by the ground. Everything is still. Everything can rest now. All you need to do is listen to my voice. We're going to begin with your eyes open, so gently blink them open. Take a moment to notice what you can see right now. What thoughts do these visions trigger? Words, ideas? Blinking naturally. Allow your gaze to soften. It's going to be like a camera going out of focus. What remains? blink your eyes closed. What remains now? What can you see behind your eyelids? Shapes, colours, light. We move now to our sense of touch. What is the first thing you notice you can physically feel? Without moving, feel it. Notice every fibre of this touch. Start to mentally scan the body. What other things can you physically feel against your skin? What qualities of this sensation are you aware or sensitive to? Hot, cold, soft, rough? Bring your awareness to the sensation of the air flowing in and out of your nostrils. Notice if your sense of smell is in any way affected by your inhalations. Is there anything that you can smell? Like your clothes, your fragrance, the smell of your home? We move now to our sense of taste. Notice the natural flavour of your own mouth. Is there any lingering taste from the last thing that you ate or drank? Can you remember the sensation of the last thing you ate or drank? The last sense that we're going to connect to is our sense of hearing. So beyond the sound of my voice, what is the first sound that you notice? Listen to that sound. Now cast your sense of hearing wider. What is the most distant sound that you can hear in this moment? And finally, what is the subtlest and closest noise that you can hear? Can you hear the breath flowing in and out of your nose? Maybe you can even hear your own heart beating. Listen. We draw our senses inward. By following the breath, we can reside in this stillness and rest for a little longer now. Anytime you feel that your mind is drifting, without any judgment, allow yourself to return to your smooth, steady breathing. very gently bring awareness back. Come back to the present moment. You can wiggle fingers, wiggle toes, maybe gently move the face, but keep the eyes closed. In your own time, there's no hurry. Take a big, deep, juicy stretch. Nice, big, deep breath. Rolling over onto your right hand side. Just to take a little moment for yourself in the recovery position. And you can slowly, with the eyes still closed, come to a seated position. Take the hands to prayer position. Tuck the chin. Take a moment to thank yourself for coming to this practice today. Namaste, everybody. Well done.